If you're champion, the hardest part, you have to focus, don't miss the focus, because some of them lose the motivation.
And we'll see who comes out victorious. I think it's a big fight. It's a good fight. It's a tough fight for both guys. But I'm sitting here looking at the winner like, all right, let's run it.
Two fighters, no trash talk, no hype, just pure focus and respect. Islam Makhachev and Della Maddalena's first face-off speaks volumes without a word. Meanwhile, in a recent conversation with Adin Ross about his training routine and body transformation, Islam Makhachev opened up about the challenges of maintaining size and strength across divisions. He explained how difficult it is for him to bulk up naturally, especially when considering a potential move to welterweight. During the discussion, Islam also shared insights on his supplement use and what has recently made the biggest difference in his recovery.
Man, it's gonna be so hard,
Yeah.
And I can do, but I'm not gonna be big like that,
Yeah.
It's gonna be very hard.
Bro, your frame looks crazy right now, though.
But my weight's not big. For the welterweight, I'm also not big.
Yeah.
For the other division, I have to be like 100 kg. It's too much, man.
100 kg, which is what again? Sorry. That'd be
220.
220? Yeah, nah, I get that.
220.
Yeah. You said you just recently started taking creatine.
Yeah.
How do you like creatine?
Best thing for me. I always, the UFC give us like some supplements. I never feel nothing. Just use it, that's it. But from the creatine, I start to feel something, how you recover, how you feel like after training, before training.
Continuing from his thoughts on training and recovery, Islam also discussed his upcoming opponent, Della Maddalena. He gave full credit to Jack's striking ability, calling him one of the best boxers in MMA today. But Islam also pointed out that Jack has improved in other areas too, especially his wrestling defense. That's why Islam believes this might be one of the toughest fights of his career.
He's a good boxer. He have one of the best hand in our sports, and everybody know he's a good boxer, and but he's not just boxer right now. You see his last fight, how he defend the wrestling, how he feel in the ground.
Bilal didn't even take him down, I don't think, right?
He take him down like twice or three times, but it's not something like surprise him. He feel good in the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I told you it's gonna be maybe hardest fight in my life, and
wow.
I training so hard for this fight.
Yeah.
Because I know anything can happen. I have to be ready.
After praising Jack's skills, Islam has shifted the discussion toward his own mindset as a champion. He explained that staying focused after reaching the top is not easy, as many fighters lose motivation once they achieve their goal. For Islam, moving up in weight and chasing a second title gives him a new purpose. He said becoming a double champion would secure his place in UFC history.
If you're champion, the hardest part, you have to focus, don't miss the focus, because some of them lose the motivation, when you become champion. What else you can do? Or you have to what myself, I changed the division, and I have new motivation to be double champion, Just not many people make it this, and I know if I do this, it's gonna be in the history.
I love that, man. That's great.
Ahead of the Islam Makhachev versus Della Maddalena showdown, former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman also shared his thoughts. Speaking about his own recovery and current mindset, Usman mentioned that he's been using his time off to heal and refocus. He acknowledged the upcoming fight as a major test for both athletes and hinted that he's keeping a close eye on the winner for a potential future matchup.
Everything's been good. As always, nowadays when there's a bit of time off, it's trying to, take care of some of those nagging little things that were bothering you, and then get in there and try to look your best. And so we saw that in that last fight. Took a bit of a little bit of time off, and of course, a lot of people had a lot of questions. Can he still fight? Is he still this guy? Is he still this way? And I hope I proved that to everyone. And so yeah, this is no different. But yes, I have my eye on this weekend, and we'll see who comes out victorious. I think it's a big fight. It's a good fight. It's a tough fight for both guys, but I'm sitting here looking at the winner like, all right, let's run it.
Continuing on the topic, Usman reflected on how public perception changes after a loss. He admitted that the criticism he faced was louder than usual, especially after being dominant for so long. Usman explained that while he doesn't usually pay attention to outside noise, this time it pushed him to prove a point. He wanted to remind everyone that he's still a top competitor in the sport.
Yeah, there was some satisfaction that came from that one, just because I'm not usually someone who listens to the noise from the outside, but it was just that one was loud. It was loud noise. Obviously, when you've been a champion and you were known in this way, just as the guy that's just kind of been a dominant guy for a while, and then you drop one, it's a couple. Yeah, it was kind of when people started to kind of talk about you like you were past tense, like you were a decade ago. It was like, oh well, I mean, I guess I got to go out there and show these guys that I'm still here.
Moving on, before the much-anticipated fight, Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena finally met for their first official face-off. The moment was calm but full of focus, as both fighters showed respect instead of emotion. This meeting gave fans a first glimpse of how their intensity and readiness looks, setting the stage for a highly competitive showdown where skill and strategy will decide the outcome inside the octagon. Furthermore, during their recent podcast, Sean O'Malley and his father, Dan O'Malley, broke down the upcoming Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena fight. Sean explained why he believes Islam is the safer pick, noting his dominance at lightweight and the new challenge at welterweight. They also compared both fighters' height and frame, agreeing that there isn't a big size difference, which could make this matchup more competitive than expected.
Main event, Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. Who do we got and why?
Islam. You just don't bet against it.
Islam's moving up from 155, absolutely tearing out the division, moving up to 170, chasing double champ status in Madison Square Garden, where it's been done so many times before. GSP did it. Connor did it. I don't know if Cormier did it there or what, but that is a legendary place. Jack Della Maddalena coming off a big win over Bilal Muhammad.
What is Islam's walk-around weight, though?
I mean, I don't think Jack's going to be that much bigger than Islam. I think they're going to be probably pretty similar size. Here it says Islam's 5'8", Jack's 5'9".
As the discussion continued, Sean and Dan joked about how similar Islam and Jack looked in size and appearance. They even compared haircuts and facial features before turning serious again. Sean mentioned how interesting it would have been to see Islam fight Ilia Poirier instead, but admitted that Jack still offers a great stylistic test. Both agreed the fight promises high-level action, regardless of who wins.
I mean, they're not like height-wise, they seem very similar. Weight-wise, I don't think is going to play that much of a role. I think Islam just hot. I don't know. I
just want to see Islam lose.
Just because he's a Russian.
You look like Islam.
I know. I get Marab a lot. People say on the pub. I don't feel like my nose ain't that bad.
Islam, Mick? That's what everyone wants to know.
Their reach is pretty similar too. It's 73 to 70. JDMS 73.
I mean, 3 inches.
Crazy.
Not that similar.
Yeah,
I mean, for that's considered, not super.
Moving forward, Sean leaned toward picking Islam to win by a narrow decision, while Dan confidently chose Jack to get a third-round finish. They discussed how Gilbert Burns and Bilal Muhammad managed to take Jack down, but noted his quick recoveries. Wrapping up, both shared their betting thoughts, clarifying that they don't place real bets, and briefly mentioned recent controversies around fight-related betting news.
But I mean, yeah, I think they're going to be pretty similar, height-wise, weight-wise, similar haircuts.
That's true.
I think that's where Michael fits in. He could walk around with Khabib and look just like a family member.
I don't see it.
I don't either, dude. I get Amish a lot, maybe Jewish.
I can
sometimes.
see Amish inbred. I can see that. But seriously, Islam versus Jack. I can't. This is a huge fight. I wish it was Islam versus Ilia, but it's not. It's Islam versus Jack, which is close second to as sweet as Islam versus Ilia. It's crazy how much different if Ilia was gonna fight. If Islam was gonna fight Ilia versus Jack, it's like such different body types, but such sweet fights nonetheless, man, nonetheless.
Adding on, fellow UFC fighter Bryce Mitchell shared his thoughts on the Islam Makhachev vs. Jack Della Maddalena matchup. He admitted that moving up to welterweight makes Islam's challenge even bigger, and praised Jack's style for being tough to deal with. Bryce also highlighted that Islam will face one of the hardest fights of his career, emphasizing the seriousness and competitiveness of this bout.
That's a fight. That's a great matchup. I didn't know that was next week. I get behind sometimes on my days.
I mean, time flies. It's for real. But, like, you know, him moving up now to 170 and JDM being the champion, like, do you have a favorite in that fight?
Islam versus JDM. Okay. I'm going to go with JDM on that one. And the reason being is because I just love that style. Islam is going to be the hardest fight he's ever had in his life. That's not an understatement. That is an understatement. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Furthermore, while fans eagerly anticipate the Islam Makhachev vs. Jack Della Maddalena fight, training updates have surfaced showing the champion at work. Recently, popular streamer Adon Ross joined Islam Makhachev and Khabib Nurmagomedov in the gym, giving fans a rare behind-the-scenes look at their routines. This glimpse into Islam's training environment highlights the intensity and focus he brings as he prepares for his next big challenge.
You better help me. No, you don't want. This is just the same as every year. Nice.
Moving on, former interim lightweight champion Dustin Poirier shared his thoughts on the main event between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. He explained that Jack's takedown defense will be the key factor. If Jack can get back to his feet and use the cage smartly, he could create openings, and Poirier added that Jack's boxing, size, and power make him a dangerous opponent for Islam.
I'm excited for him. You know, he's made history. He's trying to continue making history. I'm going to be there in attendance with Bud Light for that event at Madison Square Garden. So excited to see that one in person. But to like pick a fighter in this one, I think both guys are great at certain things. It's going to all come down to the takedown defense of Jack, of JDM. If he can get back up to his feet, if he can use the fence or stay off the fence, use his boxing, I think he definitely could give Islam a lot of troubles in the center of the octagon. You know, he's a great striker. He's big and powerful. But a lot of times we think of a lightweight going up to welterweight. It's a 15-pound weight difference, but Islam is not a small man.
Poirier also discussed Islam moving up to welterweight, noting that he's naturally big and won't struggle with the weight jump. Islam has held back his natural size to stay at lightweight, so he'll fit well in this division. Dustin concluded that the fight will likely be decided by Islam's ability to take Jack down and control him, or Jack's skill to scramble and strike effectively.
He's not short. He's, you know, I don't know, maybe he's 5'11". He's big. You know, he's a big guy. It's not like he's having to put on years of muscle to make this leap to the next weight class. He's a guy who's been holding his body back from naturally being bigger like it wants to be so he can compete at a lightweight division. He's going to fill into this weight class, and he's not going to look like a lightweight going up to a welterweight. He's going to look like a solid welterweight in a title fight. But it's going to come down to his ability to get takedowns and hold JDM down. If JDM can get back up over and over and scramble, I think he's going to give Islam a lot of problems with the exchanges of boxing.
As talk around Islam Makhachev's move to welterweight continues, former UFC champion Michael Bisping weighed in with his thoughts. He praised Islam for earning this opportunity the right way, noting that Makhachev defended his lightweight title multiple times before moving up. Bisping pointed out that Islam's path shows real dedication, discipline, and a true champion's mentality. He said, Islam Makhachev has done it the right way. He defended his lightweight belt 4 times more than anyone in UFC history before moving up to 170 to face Jack Della Maddalena. Fair play to him for taking on such a tough stylistic matchup after cleaning out his division. Building on Michael Bisping's praise of Islam's disciplined path, analysts now focus on the bigger picture of his career. Moving up to welterweight isn't just a challenge, it's a chance for Islam to define his own legacy. Nick Pete highlighted that after dominating lightweight and stepping out of Khabib's shadow, this fight could elevate Islam's status and show the world he's creating greatness on his own terms. He said, "For me, it's all about Islam. He's defended his belt, earned his shot at greatness, and now he's stepping out of Khabib's shadow. If he wins on Saturday night, that shadow might just start getting bigger than Khabib's." Continuing the discussion about Islam's legacy and challenge at welterweight, Bisping broke down the fight from a tactical perspective. He highlighted that beyond legacy, this matchup is a classic clash of styles. Bisping explained that Jack Della Maddalena brings elite boxing and footwork, while Islam excels in wrestling and submissions. This contrast sets the stage for a strategic battle where striker meets grappler inside the octagon. He said, "This fight is essentially striker versus grappler, wrestler versus boxer." Jack Della Maddalena has some of the cleanest boxing in the UFC, with great footwork and takedown defense. Further, he said, Islam's striking is improving, but at his core, he wants to take opponents down and submit them. It's a classic clash of styles, a boxer versus a wrestler inside the octagon. As fight night draws near, all eyes are on a showdown of skill, strategy, and sheer determination. Islam Makhachev brings his wrestling expertise, championship experience, and disciplined mindset, ready to impose his game plan. On the other hand, Jack Della Maddalena counters with sharp striking, footwork, and athletic agility, making him a dangerous opponent at every turn. Both fighters have earned respect in the UFC for their achievements and style, and this matchup is more than a fight. It's a test of focus, preparation, and mental toughness. Fans are in for a high-stakes, unforgettable battle inside the octagon. So, who will take control inside the octagon? Will Islam's wrestling and experience prevail, or will Jack's striking and agility shine? Share your predictions and reasoning in the comments.